Hi, welcome back. This is the watch list for the week of 3/11/18. I'm going to be covering a couple plays from last week and then talking about the market and the plays for the next week that I see could be really good. So let's start with as always, look at the S&P 500 ETF SPY. Now, what we saw on Friday was exceptionally ridiculous and great. No complaints. But amazing day overall, amazing week overall. The market was able to shook off a lot of things. Gary Cohn leaving the White House, Trump signing the tariff, everything was shaken off, and we had a amazing Friday when we had the data came out on the job numbers and the wage numbers. And Dow was up 400 points, S&P was up 40, and Qs were at the all-time highs. So looking at the SPY, we were finally able to get out of that 50 SMA. We were stuck on this 50 SMA. Actually, let's look at this way. There we go. Much better. What I wanted to do. I was on old settings here real quick. So let's look at that. Okay. So we were able to get above that 50 SMA on Friday. As you can see, we were getting stuck here. And we're getting stuck here at the 13 and the 15. It was hitting it and then coming down. And then we held on to the 100 over here. And then we had some sideways movement at the 100 over here. So finally on Friday, we broke out big, above all the SMAs. And we also were able to get off this resistance of, 275, well, 278, sorry, right here. So that was a very good day overall, and from here on out, let's see if I can show you guys what I see in future. So I want to draw a fib line while I am doing this video because people, people can't learn. So I want to show while I'm doing. So I look at the Fibonacci retracements right here. I draw it from the all-time highs, right, which was right here. And then I bring it down to this support right here because this is where we bounced off recently. So I just draw it right and I just drop it right there. Now you might say, hey, why do we such a big gap over here? How do we know that we don't have any resistance along the way? Of course we do. You can look it right at this level, 280. That's where we're gonna get stopped next. If we can break above 280, we go right over here at the 284 mark. Now once we break out about 284, 286, and then we move forward. But we are definitely testing that 280 mark this week. That is given. Just the way we closed at the all-time highs, we can definitely will be testing the 280. We broke that 273, which was holding up for quite some time. Finally, we just ran through it and just gapped above it. So definitely we'll be testing that 280 this week. Going to the Qs, again, let me just change this chart right here. And we had an amazing day in the tech. And we have been having that amazing days in tech for quite some time. Thanks to Netflix, thanks to Amazon. Apple has been contributing a little, but the semis, the MUs, Intel, a lot of other semis have been just killing it. And as you can see, we started from all-time highs, brought to the 0 fib line, and then we hit this. We had the one top. I was concerned about having a triple top here and then coming back down, but we just opened right at that 170.92 at that 100 fib line, and we just went to 173. Nasdaq was up 100 points, and as you can see, we opened at that 100% fib line, not above, not below, at that line, and we popped to 173. Now where do we go from here? Next stop I see is 176 because we are at all-time highs. 176 will be your next resistance line. Yes, might have couple, sideways days, maybe a red day here and there, but nothing a big until we hit this all time, until we hit the 127 fib line. IWM Russell 2000 ETF also doing very, very good overall. Actually better than the larger, broader market. Besides the Nasdaq, almost at the all-time highs. Only a couple dollars, almost a buck or $2 away from the all-time highs here. As you can see, we came down to 142, and then we bounced off that 148. And since then, we've been on a 10-day rally, $10 rally actually in last week. So amazing day. We test 160 actually all-time high sometime this week, and if we can break above it, we're going higher. Right now we are completely depending on the fundamentals. We kind of shook off the most of the geopolitical uncertainty that we had. Gary Cohn leaving, the wage numbers and the job numbers and the tariff. The market took everything in and then shook it off. Did what it had to do on Thursday, Friday, on last week and Thursday. We knew it was coming. We knew Gary Cohn will leave if we signed the tariffs, if we have the tariffs. Market already was ready for all that. And we opened up like 400 points down on the futures open on Wednesday, but we were able to recover most of it on Thursday. And then, Friday was just very good. So fundamentally, so far, we've been okay. My guess is the Q1 earnings are gonna be very big for the market to see where we go from there. Moving on to my watch list for what I am seeing coming up this week. Now, I like WLL, the Whiting Petroleums. I have been watching it here and there, and I played it just one time. But I like the chart here. So let's see if I can draw. Let's see if I draw a fib line. So I draw a fib line from the highs and bring it down to the bottom right here. I can just do right over there. Not a big deal. And you can see that we had the earnings. Nice spike, went up, bull flag, spike, bull flag, spike. I expect this to go to 31. Again, I feel like we have a nice pattern here, and I see we can easily test at 31 and then go high at 34 sometime in a week or so. So I would look to pick up some calls for April. I think we can definitely test that 34 by April, a month. So April 28th, maybe like something at the money, so around like $30 calls for April would be definitely a good play for this one. Next is Apple. Now I had, I loved Apple this week because I had picked some $175 calls for April, but then I sold it at $179. I was looking good with the profits, and I had to take my gains. It was an amazing play. I went in the money, and I went further out. So I paid like $6 or $6.25 per contract. Sold at like $8, I think, on Friday. Was an amazing play. If I look at the chart on Apple, now right here was a resistance at 177, right? And we opened above it on Friday, and we went to almost at 180. We are not at we are at 180. We're at the all-time highs. Now Apple can easily get going again. Look at this pattern. So since if you look at this chart over here, we have been consolidating. Look at this, just sideways in this 150 and 180. So we haven't had that a massive movement in Apple uptrend. Yeah, we had a massive downtrend that came up. We still held that 150 support. So I feel from here on out we can easily move. If we can break this all-time highs here, we can go higher. We can test that 185 and 190. So definitely this consolidation over here is huge for a next leg up. So if you're not in, I would say just watch it. And if Apple breaks the all-time highs, go for some April or May calls. I think that'll be a pretty good place to be at. IBM. IBM have been, I was watching it and I wanted to get actually on Wednesday, but it ran, so I thought, okay, I'll wait. And then Thursday it came down, so I thought, okay, maybe I'll get one more dip. And then Friday it went up again. So I actually missed my dip right here. I should have actually had a nice day on Thursday to come back in this trade and then probably get out on Friday. But I feel like, if you look at this chart right here, we are still on an uptrend. And if I can get one more dip to 150, 158, I will look to go long because we have earnings in April on 417. So if you can get some 420 calls for like 160, 420s, they're not that pricey actually. I think it will be a good place to be at at IBM. 171 is the all-time high, so we can easily test that before earnings. So definitely something to keep an eye on for IBM. No positions yet in IBM for me, but I'm definitely watching it for this week. Intel finally was able to break out this week about the all-time highs, and tested. I made some new all-time highs this week. I actually made 3 all-time highs this week, starting from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We closed almost at the highs. We got some news after hours, not confirmed, but that Intel might be looking to buy Broadcom if the Qualcomm-Broadcom deal doesn't go through. So I picked some calls up for April, $53 strike price for April. I feel we can easily, just the way the market is, I think we're going to test this 53.28 sometime this week before we have a pullback on Intel. But I like this over here because we, even though we rallied for a few days, but I still feel we have a little room to go before we see a pullback on this. And the last one is Home Depot. I actually played this on Friday for day trading, and I also picked some calls up for this week's expiration. They were cheap. They were only like 60 cents, and the chart looks good. I went a little out of the money on this, but they're only 60 cents, so I didn't really care. But I feel like I'm gonna see some nice run on this one. So if you look at the chart right here, and you can see this 175 being a strong support right here and in this area. So, and once we break out of this part over here, as you can see, people don't really see these small things over here. You look at this, we have a support over here, which is now a resistance. Just a very small things people forget to see. As you can see right here, see in this over 3 days, it was holding that line, but then it broke it and then it came to 175. So just that little bit of that support at 175 in the past from December is now your resistance. And yes, we are about that 182, but we're still in that price range of few cents. So once we can break above this on Monday or Tuesday, we have a way to go to 190. And they also have some kind of data coming out, or some kind of event this week, which I think would be definitely good for Home Depot. Let's see if we can see something over here on Home Depot. They have this. I don't see anything big, but I know that they have some kind of event sometime this week. So I feel like that could be a definitely. We also see that on 3/7 we saw a Home Depot, Codina buying 6,500 shares of Home Depot at 170 at 66. So there was some insider buying their foundation commits to 50 million to skilled trained trades training. So there's a little bit of news here. I know they have some kind of event coming up this week. So I'm watching Home Depot, and I'm already in. So I will definitely look to sell my calls this week as they expire on Friday. So this is all I have, but keep an eye on IBM and keep an eye on WLL. Those two are my 2 top picks for this week. So I will definitely be looking to enter them on Monday. So thank you for watching, and if there's any questions, feel free to message me on Discord, or leave a comment under my YouTube video, or message me on StockTwist at I Own Wall Street. Thank you and have a good day, and thank you for watching.